Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. So today we're gonna do some chaos on paper and figure out how to make it into fully fledged figures, managing light, shadow, and all that. So I hope you enjoy this video and let's begin. I am blocking in some color here. We're using a brush, and if you look at the head, it's a flat brush. That's all it is. Flat brush and an eraser, and that's all I use. I started out using like two colors, but eventually just went to black. I'll switch to another color here. This is a good exercise to do, and you really want to stick to one color when you do this. Um, you stick to blocking in gesture drawings you do, or you can kind of hybrid and do both at the same time, however you want to do it. So far, these figures are coming along. I'm trying to show direction, not too much emotion right now, but direction just to get the anatomy correct and build it up from there. And again, I'm not using no special tools, no special brushes, just flathead and flathead, a flat brush that's in a string in a line, and a brush, sorry, an eraser that's also flat and in a line. Gives me shapes and a lot of options to work with. And I think I will continue this path.
2 seconds later.
So looking at this sucks. I don't like it. I don't like the direction it's going. Good news is I didn't spend 3 hours on it. So getting back, I'm paying closer attention to the anatomy and I'm making sure that I do like this time what I'm doing and be more mindful of choices that I'm making. Switching over to black, I think I'll get a better result from here. And yep, it's kind of like oil painting. Oil painting is very forgiving. Some people think it's hard because you got all the stuff to use, like you got your linseed oil and all that, but all this stuff, it helps keep the paint mobile and fluid so you can change it around. You can literally, in an oil painting, paint a horizontal picture and then realize, oh, it should be vertical, and then change the whole thing. So this is the kind of set that we want where we get to keep that fluidity here in the same, even digitally. It's has tools as well, and this is where I want you guys to become really proficient at, so you can get the best out of your ideas, your thoughts, and all that on paper. So let's see here. I earlier today I was drawing an angel, and I guess I can't get it out of my head, so I'm drawing more of them here. And here we go, one of my pity poses. He's just kind of like laying down, beaten up. Um, the drama, So I'm using light darks here. I've got shadow casted. Basically, his back is where the light's coming from. You got bounce light coming from the ground, so it catches certain curves on his face and his body. And I'm just having fun. I'm not trying to become like an architect or a an accountant and going in with details so early. The problem is when you go in with details so early and you finish a drawing in 2 hours, 3 hours, because you went in with the detail in the first, let's say, 20 minutes, you now have a drawing that you may like, but your client may not like if you are commissioned to do illustrations for someone else. And in the event that you don't like it, well, now you can't go back and change it because you already got a finished product. So this right here, I'm building it up, but I'm not going too far. I'm just trying to find forms, trying to make him expressive. I am trying to make it look correct. But in my other video, I discussed my art style really is about 20% realism, 80% abstract. However, for illustrations and stuff I have been doing, the ratio has changed to more, I would say, 60% abstract, 40% realism, because I don't care to finish it. It's how I like the drawings to look. If you want a photo to look photorealistic, take a photo of it. And that's what my painting teacher told me a long time ago. Words of wisdom, and it's true to this day. So this is art, and we're going to do it, and this is what we're doing. So I'm looking for the forms in the back, traps, shoulders, the light's catching it here. His face looking down. If you ever looked at a skull and shine a light downward, look at his eye socket. Draw the eye sockets. Draw the things that create anatomy. Don't just draw an eyeball on top of an oval because it looks childish, and that's who draws things like that. So if you want to really get your drawings out there and popping, you know, look competitive against some of these other artists, you want to start doing stuff like that. So I'm done with him. He looks pretty good. Nothing too overdone, but he needs a couple more hours in him. Let's do another figure. And this right here, I have always been inspired by Frank Frazzetta's monkey people, his primates. They pretty much are my antagonists for the most part. So I will construct a couple in this, and let's see where that goes. What I'm looking for right now is movement and the way he flows. So we got this guy in front of us in the foreground is down, but the one in the back is coming at him. At least right now, this could always change. They're all drawn on separate layers, so I can move them, scale them. Benefit of digital art, so always keep your illustrations free flowing. Don't tighten up. This way, it looks natural, and the person looking at it, the eyes will flow easier rather than, if you do a art picture and put like a lot of detail in it, like so much detail in it, the picture can actually become boring to look at. And if you don't, add some type of a flow to it, then the natural eye will not pick it up. All right, so we're still creating some movement on him. Let's try to keep in mind of the shadows. Keep in mind also that this is a primal. Think of a monkey, or a primate. They don't have muscle development like we'll do, where it's really shaped and formed. They're more savage, it's wild. So it's gonna be smaller unless you're a gorilla, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute when I get to a certain point here. I'm gonna draw something else towards the end of this video, but you want that drama, and I think inking is the best way to bring it as far as illustration goes, because it gives you that motion, that freedom to move around and do what you need to do. I'm not trying to overdo his face. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to put indications of where things should go and have an overall look. If I can't get this overall look. And another thing too, because I mentioned earlier, there's going to be more of these primates. They've got to look closely alike. I'm spending way too much time on him. I should have moved on to a second or third primate by now. And this is what I was talking about. What if, I don't like this? What if I just spent 30 minutes, whatever it is, just doing that, and I lost time because now I'm like, oh, I don't like it anymore. So now I gotta scrap it and undo it, redo it. So anyway, let's move this guy around and start another one. Let's put somebody in the middle, and I'm trying to keep the mindset of light going on here, and shadows. Of course, they build the forms. Without that, I can't I can't find nothing, and that's what I'm looking for. Is I'm not even sure at this point what I'm drawing. Like I just don't know. Like I do know I'm putting another uh angel or man with wings or whatever you want to call them in the middle there. People cannot fly with wings, so whatever. And anatomically, it's not possible. But anyway, teach its own. And we are. I'm just looking for stuff. I'm just looking, trying to find forms. Try not to outdo the last thing I did, where I'm just gonna block things out and I'm just gonna put them in the background. So I don't know what to do with them. I'll figure them out later. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he got pulled by his wings. If you ever knew the story of Archangel from X-Men, that's basically how his real wings got destroyed. So he Reavers actually destroyed him, pinned his wings on the wall, and kind of like that. So I'm gonna put someone back here to grab them wings and pull them really. Oh, make it look like attempting like he's damaging the wings, or at least he's got them under control. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to create a story as I draw, and I'm trying to imagine what's going on in this picture. So I'm not just drawing things randomly. I am in a way, but there's a direction to it. Um, so yeah, a lot of things that brought me to this level was basic inspiration. I mentioned light and shadows a lot and the drama it brings. That's from an artist called Caravaggio, and I remember seeing some of his work in high school, and it's very dramatic the way he brings it. There's barely any midtones in his work. There is, but it's not prominent, and he is really good at that theater-ish look. The way he draws. The other one is Frazetta. Frazetta is the one that really puts the animal in a man. He's the only one that did it. You could look at another artist like Boris Vallejo, and compare the models. Boris, his models are very stiff. It looked like he bought Barbie dolls, like the actual dolls, and he drew from there. And he found a pinup somewhere, and he just replaced the face with it. I don't like it at all, at all. Frazetta was the only one. He used live models, but not Barbie dolls. And and he he incorporated like a gorilla pushing his chest out, in his Conan the Barbarian drawings, and gave that human an animalistic feel. The movement is always uncanny. I highly recommend you go look him up and see what he's doing, like what he's done in the past. Because I was on a 9-year drawing hiatus. I stopped drawing after college. I got burnt out. I was tired, and I didn't want to do it no more. After seeing a Frazetta video on YouTube, blew me away, and after that, I was inspired to draw again. So here I am. Anyway, figured with this guy here, let's see. I'm gonna put a beard on him because you've never seen a beard on an angel before. And if you have, let me know where you've seen one. I'd like to take a look at that. And I'm still gonna have that thing in the back grabbing onto his wings. His legs are kicked out, so I'm trying to convey pulling motion. And I could just scrap this. I mean, I don't have to have it, but let's just keep going because the whole point of this is chaos, right? We want the chaos to be tamed. Once we get that under control, we start seeing things that we didn't see before. There was no way I can set out for drawing this and say, oh, well, this is what I'm going to draw today. No, it's not. So I'm going to change his posture around a lot, block all of the shadows in, and let's get these legs showing more motion. This looks better. This looks so much better. Yep, this looks very good because now he's standing there, got his wings pulled back. It's almost like if they're on the ground, their wings become a vulnerability, so they need to stay in the air. All right, so we're gonna work some more details in these wings. Just again, I'm not going super detail. Just get the idea, get a good groundwork in there, and revisit it later. Like this guy right here. Let's look at him again. Change him for the third time and see how or what look would best fit him in that position he's in. So, you know, let's do some wild hair. Primate, think primate. Big eyes, big mouths, crazy hair, bald in half the time. It's starting to look better. Doesn't look like a pumpkin master like it did before. And let's see, all I got here is his head and that arm, shoulder, all the way down to his hand. And there's no body on him. I don't think I'm gonna put one yet. Cause I just don't know how that wing is gonna turn out. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna finish this. This is a good sketch. It's a warm-up sketch, really. It's really nothing I would. I mean, it could be if I want to really finish it and make it something more than what it is. So, all right, let's change his hand. I want to put a weapon in his hand, and pretty much an axe is what I want. I want an axe, but I'm repeating myself. But you see his head, the other guy's head in the back, the monkey. I'm gonna block it. I can really see it right now. Only way to do that is to move the rear figure away from him and make way for the blade of the axe. So right now, he's just gonna hold a stick, a pointed stick, you know. So good luck with that. He ain't fighting these guys with that. Keep in mind, as of right now, he's the only one with a weapon in this. So it gives a kind of a glimmer of a hope that maybe they can survive after all, because he does have a weapon. We've seen stuff like that before. One person got something, the others don't, and they can't compete with him. So kind of even the playing field a little bit. Um, Still kind of playing with those wings. I don't know. I will be pulling reference for that for sure if I was to finish those wings. And let's come back to this guy here and flesh him out. See, this looks a lot better. I always enjoy taking, if you look at the primate to the right, taking a round eraser and just popping the eyes. I always enjoy doing that because it's almost like a reflective kind of thing, um, like what animals do. People's got it, but animals got it in their eyes. All right, so I think the top is good for now. Let's figure this guy out in the bottom. Why is he down like that? He would really had to get his butt kicked. And what motivated the next one is, how did we take this one, the first one down? It's got to be somebody really strong. And I'm mimicking this guy here. He is a primate, but he's not like a monkey looking primate. He's more like a gorilla looking primate. If you look at his face and the size of his head, look at those arms, right? They're not, like I mentioned with the other monkeys. Like if you look at a gorilla, they don't have bodybuilders like muscles. Primates don't have that. They have like savage muscle, like one big chunk of muscle fiber just there. If you look at a gorilla in real life, it's the same thing. They don't have chiseled out muscles, but they do have big, like big stock. This is Jack Kirby when he drew the Hulk way back in the day, and the Hulk, he had this. It was one big slap of muscle. That was it, and there's nothing pretty about it. It wasn't a nice six pack cut abs, nothing like that. He's just straight pumped up, like he's straight savage. So that's kind of like the mentality or the motion I'm going for this. And he's the one that has control. I don't think he is the only one though. We're gonna add someone else. to assist them in beating this guy down. But you want them. If the bigger they are, the dumber they gotta look. I think that's the formula. Because if they're like really big and savage looking, like Jack Kirby's Hulk, they really can't be the smartest thing on the block. So the more smarter you are, I think the more bodybuilder-ish body type you have. At least for the protagonist, the hero, the main person on your story, they should look like that. They shouldn't look like a savage because their roles are kind of limited. So again, here we go. Look at the forearm on this, and it's bigger than the arm where the bicep, tricep, shoulder is. And if you look at a gorilla, that's exactly how it is. The forearm is massive. So I'm trying to convey a sledgehammer coming down on. He's getting that blow. He's getting it from both places actually, and I'm just trying to make this look as brutish as possible. You know, you have two different looks here. You have, if you look at the angels, they have class. You look at their anatomy, their structure, their positioning. They have class, but then you look at the apes, and it's like there's this savagery. There's a lot of wild movement, unpredictability, and pretty much that's what I like to have and show in my work. And you can do the same thing. This is not hard. If you have been drawing for a long time, don't give up. Don't let someone tell you this sucks. And if they do, take it as constructive criticism. I do it. I've received it, and you just don't give up. I'm not a professional. I have a 40-day work week. I have an actual job. I don't get paid. I'm now starting out on YouTube, but I'm just seeing myself as someone here who likes to show what I do, whether you want to listen to me or not. That's your path that you choose to walk. And I'd rather you walk your own path, but take cues from others when they give it to you. And yeah, I think this is going to be done here. I like this a lot. I think this picture shows a lot of different things in one location. So yeah, you guys. Um, oh, one more thing. So if you guys look at some of my other videos, if you look at my Cali drawing, that's a illustration and then painted over uh, video. But if you look at the Dracula video, that's a painted right from the beginning, just like this. The Dracula started out just like this. And it was actually more than this because this is really in between illustration and painting because I'm inking it. Um, but the Dracula started out with full paint. Actually, the Dracula was not like this. He was straight paint, and I just built it up. Cali started out more like this because there is an ink, and I built it up to a grayscale, a value painting, and then added color with an overlay. And you should check that video out. And I'll post it up here so you can see it. And thank you guys for the long time you've been watching here. Hope I didn't bore you. And I hope to see you in the next video. And I hope you got something from this and take something away today. Have a good one. Take care.